and I'll take care of him, Commander.
It's a lot.
Shall stand against us. Prosecuting viscerally. Commander hangs from a thread!
Dude.
I suspect the local fauna has correctly identified us as a threat. Stand ready, Commander. Affirmative action.
Ready to waste him. On your command.
Hey, got a distraction for you. I'm at you.
I am loath to admit I require medication possible in my present condition.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Knew you had my back. Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal. You lot couldn't hit the broadside of a freighter. Over here! Free hole in the head! Appreciate a little help, Commander.
You have my...
Bro. They are pretty strong.
I shall reduce them to a slurry.
Trouble about.
wanted to apologize for the way I handled things after Greater Tranquility. I still feel my anger was justified, but I could have been more tactful. I've also given some thought to what you said about seeking peaceful resolutions. Don't know if that'll be possible at the end of all this, but I'll try and stay open to it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We can get back to the mission now. Only felt right to clear the air. I've learned the hard way what happens when you leave things to fester. Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind? Futures filled me with dread for so long, but now, sure. Running with you reminds me of my old days. Sure.
Something's afoot. Better keep my lamps open.
Oh, boy, damn it! Who pissed in my pants?
shitting my pants!
Is it time for Adrena time yet? Yes, it is.
Analyzing surroundings. Boldly striving to pinpoint source.
Adrena time! Shush! Recon! Loitering! Shush! Anybody got the time? The Adrena time? Time? Will you shut up? Something's afoot. Better keep my lamps open. That's enough out of you! No getting over there!
Shall not stay your execution. Feeling real bad?
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Unload on him!
Unleash my might upon them.
Measures initiated.
To battle!
Lethal measures at the ready, Commander. I despise that fury, and yet I must.
You have my thanks and my...
Eyes up. Hostiles.
Alright.
As I told you before, we need to wait for Niles.
Wait, I don't think they were like Tristan.
Your arrival could not be more timely. After the events of Paradise Island, I could think of no one more suited to conduct a surgical strike of this nature. I'm glad to see you again as well, Niles.
Gotta say you had me worried. The message you sent sounded serious.
Then I composed it accurately. To the task at hand. We are standing before the tomb of the matriarch. Few are invited to tour its halls, and even fewer know of its greatest secret. For any subject, visiting the matriarch and First Sovereign's resting place is the pinnacle of empty social achievement. But the tomb's corpses are its least important feature. The intelligence my friends risked all to acquire revealed a vault in its lowest level containing the matriarch's body of work, hidden from the public. Who knows what technologies the Protectorate is withholding? If the matriarch was the genius she's purported to be, the skip drive cannot be the entirety of her inventions. We'll certainly face more resistance inside, but rest assured, I'm prepared for the majority of the whatever technological advancements may be sequestered here. The goal is almost certainly to keep the populace of Arcadia subservient to the pernicious whims of its governing body, but not for much longer. We are going to liberate any and all of the Matriarch's research, whatever it may be, and distribute it to the people. Reaching the vaults will be no simple task. There are likely to be unforeseen security measures to contend with. Though hopefully nothing too. We must first gain entry to the security room, however. Once there, I should be able to access more information about the lower levels layout and potential hazards.
I could see a half dozen points of failure, but bad odds ain't ever stopped us before.
Glad we're operating under the same understanding. We're unlikely to have another chance like this. We must follow through now that we've made the opening. Which also means, once inside, we cannot leave until it's done. Slim chance of that. I'll not assign a task to others that I'm unwilling to undertake myself.
Color me surprised.
They'll be taking up strategic positions to guard the entrance, and watching for any stray protectorate patrol. We'll move more swiftly in fewer numbers. After you...
Why would the Supreme Arbiter have met with the Consul? Ah, no use speculating. We'll know soon enough.
Company Zebulon inside. We'll guard the entrance from here.
We should hurry inside before more guards arrive. Stay close and keep silent. The less attention we draw, the better. By the Matriarch, there weren't supposed to be visitors today. That Sentinel and Docent are gonna put splinters in our plan if they're not dealt with.
You hang back here. The commander and I'll take care of this.
Gladly. I'll rejoin you once the path is clear.
Woe to have the matriarch taken from us before her time.
Actually, the matriarch passed at the impressive and venerable age of 90, establishing Arcadia's precedent for longevity.
90? So young! Imagine what glorious invention she could have conceived of with only a handful more years.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Oh.
get turned around? Something more. Look, you can leave, but you'll leave alone. I won't follow anyone unwilling to put some skin in the game for me. Not to worry. Okay, whatever you choose.
Commencing investigation. Seeking to...
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say which.
To battle! I would not refuse assistance. It's most embarrassing.
Again. Will we see her?
It has been 10 minutes. Perhaps you'd like to view the rest.
Coming up with some socials.
The last sentinel who received a tour boasted of spending 30 minutes in lamentation. Do you think me, incapable of magic?
I shall not stay your execution. I am loath to admit I require medical assistance.
Too much could hit the wrong side of a freighter. I'm at it.
Taken care of. We can continue. Wait
You
there.
have my thanks
I'll come to
and
you.
my hammer. Those fools. Protectorate subjects should know better than to attack a Protectorate arbiter. I had no choice but to judge them as traitors to the Protectorate. Why would they simply open fire? Why wouldn't they attempt to conversate? Once they saw myself, they should have disengaged, owing to my presence on official Arbiter business. Their sloppiness resulted in their deaths. The fault lies I shall continue to answer slights of this nature through violence. But hopefully, I shall not need...
is the lower level now.
Safeguarding the matriarch's remains from the council, are we?
This is rather unusual, but it is the only sane explanation for what you currently do.
Against us!
Still girding my strength.
For a bit! I despise exploration, and yet I must. You have my to battle!
Safeguarding the matriarch's remains for the council.
Commander! Oh, I see. You must have noticed a spot of dust on that artifact and taken it for cleaning. Good initiative.
The security room that we need to reach is nearby. We should be able to disable that energy barrier from there.
Who goes? No one is allowed in here without the proper authorization. Ah, I see you have come armed. Intruders, then. I suppose you intend to extract my surrender through means most lurid and foul.
Damn, the head curator. I had hoped to slip in before his shift, but no matter. We cannot allow him to leave and raise the alarm. He must be dispatched, quickly.
How's that now?
Now hold on. I know we had to kill that fella with the Sentinel, but this man's unarmed. He's already surrendered.
I rather think that line has some blurry distinction.
How much of a fuss could this one fella cause, really? Come on, Sam. No need to cut any bellies over maybes and ifs.
Please, if secrecy's your concern, you may rely upon me to be the utmost spirit of discretion. I have never betrayed a confidence in my life.
Allowing him to leave would be a grave error of mercy, one we can ill afford in this place.
Yes, right. I have a family. Well, no, not as yet, but one day. I swear, on my love of the Sovereign, let me leave and I will breathe not a word of your presence here.
Do not allow these crabbled tears to fool you. This is all a performance. No true subject of the Protectorate would yield so easily. We're wasting time. This man is an instrument of empire, perpetuating the tyrant's lies. And were our positions reversed, he would not hesitate to execute us, or worse, send us to mental refreshment.
I'm kin to the risks, Zeb.
Are you? Can you even fathom the indignity of having your every thought scrutinized and scored and made perfect? My sister was made into a shadow. I endured daily sessions with the lathe of particularity and still find myself policing my own mind for untoward proclivities and inclinations.
The commander's right. This man didn't put you in the lathe, Zeb. He's just trapped in the system, same as everyone else.
I never have possessed immunity against your pleading. Fine, you're free to leave. Do not repay this kindness with treachery.
You are merciful and wise. I will depart at once.
Let's hope the consequences of this decision do not assert themselves while we're still here. You and Niles should turn off the power to the security barrier and make your way to the vault. I'll remain here and guide you as best I can through the labyrinth. No turning back now.
No going back from here, not until we've done what we came here.
Hold! Don't set foot in that room. The schematics on this console indicate this place is defended by all manner of traps. One moment. Yes. It appears there are N-ray tripwires, invisible to the naked eye, that will electrify the floors if crossed. Move cautiously, and if you have any gadgets that might help, I suggest using them.
Over here, Commander.
Two minutes after talking to anyone. Do I usually fight after talking to someone? I usually talk people down, right?
Reckon I found something that might be useful later.
I have visited this place to pay my respects before, but never in quite this manner. Let us leave everything just as we found it.
Have a look, Commander. With a little elbow grease and some inadvisable engineering, reckon I could, who knows, could come in handy. I hear what you're saying, Commander. And I'm touched by the concern. I let the past pin me down for too long. But I'm a lot more capable now. Helps working alongside the finest Earth Directorate agent to ever grace Arcadia. You should know me well enough by now to know Let's keep on.
Yeah. Max health reduced. That's crazy. Even talking to my companion counts.
No going back from here. Not until we've done what we came here to.
Hold! Don't set foot in that room. The schematics on this console indicate this place is defended by all manner of traps. One moment. Yes. It appears there are emerald tripwires, invisible to the naked eye, that will electrify the floors if crossed. Move cautiously. And if you have any gadgets that might help, I suggest using them.
Over here, Commander. Reckon I found something that might be useful later. Have a look, Commander. With a little elbow grease and some inadvisable engineering, reckon I can finagle these components into a fine explosive gel. Who knows? Could come in handy. Just doing my part. But thanks for the vote of confidence, Commander. Let's keep on. I'll continue tinkering on this in the meantime, see what I can come up with.
You've made it through. Good. Now there should be 3 switches in this room. When pulled in the correct order, the door should open. If I'm reading this right, the order is 1... Damn it! Secure the automated security forces! Niles, what's happening? You've made it through. Good. Now there should be 3 switches in this room. When pulled in the correct order, the door should open. If I'm reading this right, the order is 1, 3, 2. But which switch corresponds to which number? Damn it. Why must the Protectorate abstract everything?
Must be a way to suss out which switch is which. Maybe if we could peep the wiring.
One 32, you said? One 32, okay.
Now the first try. Well, I'll not lament a stroke of good fortune.
Does that seem a little off to you, Commander? I think he's starting to worry me. That business with the curator. I'm glad Zeb stood down, but it was close. Never seen him so eager for bloodletting before. He's changed. Ain't sure for the better. I know you're right. Suppose part of me still feels responsible for what he's gone through. If only I stuck it out, maybe then, well, no use stewing. We've still got a vault to break into and tyrannical government to topple.
That vault door is quite the obstruction. Fortunately, there should be a code. No. Fuck! They changed it recently. That shouldn't have happened until next week. I'm certain I can diagnose the issue. Now that you've cleared the way, I'll come down and join you.
I might have something else that can get you into that vault, Commander. Remember those components I found? I was able to turn them into something halfway useful after all. This gel should get... Turns out you were right about trusting my instincts. You take the honors, Commander.
Niles, careful! I was hoping for a more subtle incursion, but no matter.
Am I running hot, or was that a hint of worry I heard in your voice back there?
Alas, I neglected to pack a thermometer. This terminal should allow me to retrieve all the information stored here.
In times of darkness, we must hold...
This cannot be right.
Dear. I fear the longer this war continues, the further we stray from them. Every step we take must honor the matriarch. I tell Henry this, but he is set in his ways. His notions regarding these rifts are sorely misguided. Why close them when we can use them to Arcadia's benefit? It matters not what the Order thinks, what the Doubters say. The Architect bestowed us with the power of skip drives so that we may secure a perfect future. We must act with haste. I only ever wished for Henry to embrace his role as the caretaker of Arcadia, the savior of us all. But if he has chosen a different path, I will do as I must. And I must not fail.
There's nothing here save the designs for the skip drive. Not even initial concepts. 10 years in Arcadia and the Matriarch invented... nothing? And what's this about a deal with the Earth Directorate? We need to talk. Now.
Wow, what happened?
I knew the Protectorate festered with lies, but I had no idea the Earth Directorate was complicit. Niles, did you know?
Slow up, Zeb. What are you talking about?
It says your agency struck an agreement with the Matriarch over a century ago. In exchange for skip drives, Arcadia was allowed to completely govern itself with absolutely no outside interference, including from the Earth Directorate.
What?
What message? Why didn't you say anything about it sooner?
If this information is true, then the Earth Directorate permitted the Matriarch to create a colony filled with her vassals, enslaved to her everything Arcadia is. All of the suffering that's taken place here.
No, pick the wrong choice. Do I have that?
I knew the Protectorate festered with lies, but I had no... Niles.
Slow up, Zeb. What do you...
It says your agency struck an agreement with the Matriarch in exchange for skip drives. Arcadia was allowed to completely govern itself with absolutely no outside interference, including from the Earth Directorate.
I'll admit, this looks bad, but the commander...
If this information is true, then the Earth Directorate permitted the Matriarch to create a colony filled with her vassals, everything Arcadia is. All of the suffering that's taken place here. It all could have been avoided. Things could have been different. There's more. The skip drive schematics are here. How the explosive safeguards against tampering work. Its evolution over time. But no original concept. Our dear Matriarch is a fraud. A cheat. She did not invent the skip drive. There are messages here between her and the First Sovereign that all but confirm it.
Rather a convenient revelation for an enemy of all the Protectorate stands for. Pardon me if I choose to remove myself from this mad conversation.
I thought I might find some technological innovation that could be handed to the Protectorate's enemies. But this is almost better. By releasing this information, we can thoroughly crush the image the Sovereign will be revealed as the unclothed emperor he is, and demolish Arcadia's myth of superiority. If we administer truth to the people erstwhile, giving the skip drive designs to the Protectorate's enemies will even the fight. Their technological prowess will be made into nothing. Everything will come apart.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Not to mention how this agreement with the Protectorate will completely destroy the Earth Directorate's reputation.
I was not aware of such a connection between rifts and the skip drives. But I have confidence the Order will figure out. As for the Earth Directorate, don't you see? This frees them from any obligation to the Protectorate. They'll be able to manufacture skip drives themselves. The deal will be voided.
It's worth holding the Earth Directorate's feet to the fire for this deal, but I don't think the entire organization should be judged by its worst decision. Plus, making the skip drive tech available, that's like throwing a lit match into a fuel converter. Can't think of a worse idea.
Do you think the Protectorate stand around debating the potential for injury? No. They act, and so must we. Damn the consequences. And should I refuse to leave empty-handed? What then?
Whoa. Put the brakes on, Commander. I know you're aiming to do the most good for the most amount of people, Zeb, but sowing chaos ain't the way.
Do you know how many of my friends died so we could reach this point? And you would have me what? Give up now on the cusp of victory? Lay bare my throat for the Protectorate machine to cut?
You remember what we argued about the day before I left?
I've replayed it in my mind many times.
A lot's changed, but that hasn't. Life in Arcadia could be just like we dreamed it. But there's no future if you go through with this. Not for anyone.
Out of respect for my friend, I will forestall the release of this information and seek another avenue to help liberate the people of Arcadia. I'll remain here for a while longer to cover our tracks. The Protectorate will discover the break-in, but hopefully never learn more specifics of what we did and found.
Guess this is goodbye.
Only for now. If we both come out of this war intact, I'll find you.
I want to talk it over with the Commander, but...
The Protectorate stays or...
What is it? I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. You can upgrade yourself.
We should keep moving, Commander. All right, but... What is it? I'll see what I...
There they are! These are the ruffians who threatened me. Hastening to see that they join their friends in the rubble heap. Suffer none of these defilers to live.
Stay there, ambition. I am loath to admit I require medical assistance.
Reloading once more.
An explosive!
An explosive! Sustain the system.
Look at him. You ready to waste him? On your command.
Briskly moving to cover. Through his beneficent...
You have my thanks and my hand.
I'm the one you need to worry about. Zeb was right. You never should have let that carrier go. We could have prevented this.
I despise asking for aid. Must stop.
Best refill. Repudiate all Vapid commercialists. Breaking for cover. You can't fight. Minimizing it.
I have visited this place to pay my respects before, but never in quite this manner. Let us leave everything just as we found it.
Don't even know where to start with everything that happened in there. At least we were able to talk Zeb out of his plan and release everything we uncovered. I'm all for sowing chaos in the Protectorate, but that kind of information is liable to do more harm than good in the wrong hands. I expect backroom dealing from unregulated corporations, not from the only agency keeping them in check. The Earth Directorate should be better than that. You're telling me you wouldn't have done things differently, or at least tried to. Permission to speak candid, Commander. Strange as it sounds, this whole experience with Zeb has helped me finally understand the position Augustine was in. Back at Horizon Point, ain't easy having to decide between your allies and protecting untold innocence. It's the damnedest thing. In spite of everything, Augustine still owes a debt to us and the rest of the galaxy. Maybe she pays it all someday, and maybe she doesn't. Either way, you were right to give her the chance. Provided the rift don't dismantle us all before then. Reckon time will decide the heroes from villains in this tale, but it's gonna be hard to forgive the Earth Directorate for arranging the stage like this in the first place. I'm not saying that. Well, sometimes it feels like I don't know what I should be doing. I'm just cutting wires and hoping for the best. Been accused of that a time or two. Foolish as it might be, I'm still convinced the galaxy is better with the Earth Directorate in it. Flawed as it is. Maybe all said, I appreciate you giving me the space to work through this. Sort of feels like the future's opening back up after a long time closed. Likewise.
Noted.
Check enemy light just turned on. Who's that?
It's this place. Why am I here?
Villains abound. Be on guard.
Gander.
That elevator over there goes to the Supreme Arbiter's old office. Hope the technicians have kept it in working order.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in. The terminal's locked. Locked, which is no surprise. See if you can find some method to bypass its passcode. Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. You must...
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our... No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Hold... What in blazes...
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. Actually, it wasn't. Perhaps at first, until I discerned her true intentions. My mentor hated the Consul and was deeply devoted to the Sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the Consul into a trap.
There's a simpler explanation here, Tristan. You're just refusing to see it.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense. Don't Tristan me, just because the situation... Wait.
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's
Are you insane? Who are you? And on who...
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
It's logical. The Sentinels have all but taken over central control. It stands to reason the few Arbiters still trained here would only be Sentinel.
I cannot deny that central control has changed, but... what am I saying?
Enough! This has been an unpleasant day and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless and...
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort.
Are you...
Wait a second. I didn't fully follow this. I don't understand. What happened?
The terminal's locked, which is no surprise. See if you can... If you can find some method.
method to bypass its passcode.
Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine. You must finish beating through that terminal. The elevator's been summoned from below. Someone's coming up! Hurry!
Let me listen to this carefully.
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold... What in blazes... How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. Yes, I'm fine, because I think I understand what was actually happening. My mentor hated the Consul and was deeply devoted to the Sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the Consul into a trap.
There's a simpler explanation here, Tristan. You're just refusing to see it.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense. It's not obvious to me. You didn't know her. Wait, do you hear that?
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you? And on whose authority do you claim to judge me?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough. You were indeed. If you thought your trail might be obfuscated by hiding amidst mercenaries, you were sorely mistaken, Arbiter Rao.
Enough. This has been an unpleasant day and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless and accosting a higher-ranked arbiter is grounds for arbitration.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort. may be a junior arbiter, but I'm not going to let someone that is a high-ranking arbiter get away with desertion. I heard that Arbiter Rao had left his post without leave some time ago, and chose to track him down myself. Following the trail has not been a simple matter, but I did not let that deter me. What? Do you mistake me for one of the... I'm here to do what's right for the Protectorate. And what's right is Arbiter Rao submitting. There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station. He has.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken.
Shouldn't.
Are you completely certain this is the right course of action? I find myself uncharacteristically hesitant. At Oculus, and again at the Vox, you showed me that the law may be interpreted. Clemency can be granted where before it would be. Here my sense of duty clamors to be answered. But if I look at this from Mayhall's point of view, slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice. I would not. But I know the reality of swaying an arbiter from their chosen path. It's likely this situation...
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an arbiter balking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
Collating post. I already forgot what is collating post.
He was simply doing his duty, just as you or I must every day. Killing him would have been wrong, even though attempting to arrest me was...
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty.
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind. Think about what I did. What you intend to do. Is this moral? Is this right?
What of it? Someone has...
Ironic. You came here to judge me for much the same reason I have, as you so claim. I chose to investigate the Supreme Arbiter's death on my own. You chose to investigate my departure on your own.
But that's impossible. I refuse to believe we both could be guilty if we were simply following what we were taught.
We don't know that for certain, but to an onlooker, without our knowledge, it could seem that way.
Even the Supreme Arbiter has struggled with this? That doesn't seem possible. But I suppose there's no way to ask. Consider my hand stayed. I can see that judging Tristan would only rob the Protectorate of another of its servants. It seems I must reflect on this matter.
It would appear we're in agreement. Neither of us shall raise a hand.
Guess a candidate can change his spot.
So, what course of action do we take now?
It's important for an arbiter to use their forebrain. Next time you encounter something as strange as a loyal arbiter diverging from the path of, you may find more questions than answers. But deciphering them and interpreting justice as best we can.
Uphold justice in my way.
Glory to the Protectorate, Junior. I'm pleased we were able to resolve that altercation peaceably. Robbing Arcadia of an enthusiastic
You're showing a lot more restraint these days than I'd expect. Mayhall's right to look up to you.
You know, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad. I think that's uncalled for, Commander. Find me a well-adjusted youth, and I'll show you someone who just hasn't hit their awkward state. All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can discover exactly what transpired. Have you lived all your life within the Protectorate? No. What do I refuse to question the Virgil will know what to... No battlefield decorum.
Fine.
Once we find Virgil, he and I shall unravel...
Do we have to do all this again?
I think this... Now let's see about that place in the floor. You...
Even can get my hold.
I cannot believe what I... Yes, what I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me. Don't trick... Wait.
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice.
Are you
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough. You were indeed. If you thought your trail might be up...
Enough!
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and there's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath at Oculus and again at the Vox, you showed me that slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him.
The ex-Protectorate subject there had been mentally refreshed. Killing him would have accomplished nothing, despite his crime.
That's even...
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind.
What of it?
Ironic.
That's impossible. I refuse to believe we both could be guilty if we were simply following what we were taught.
We don't...
Even consider my hand stayed. I can see that judge...
It would... Guess it can't...
So, what course of action do we take now?
You may...
Uphold?
Glory. I'm pleased we were able...
You're showing a lot...
You know... I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad. I think that's all this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can discover exactly what transpired. Agreed. I'm not sure of his whereabouts since last we encountered him. I'll send him a message. With luck...
Hostile not.
The old
quarters are... They've all been
removed. I hardly recognize this place.
Looking a bit dewy there, Arbiter Rao.
I'm fine. Some arid dust merely found its way into my eye.
slack went faffing about? The source of the disturbance is known.
Smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I surmise.
There, a missile.
Creative element! What the?
None shall stand against
Got some bad company.
Oh, how we prevail, us above all else who fail.
Eyes peeled for idlers.
Malefactor ahead.
Can't be too
shall stand against us.
Where should I?
Sorry, ain't ready yet.
I am loath to admit I require medical attention. Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Hey, tank recharged! Over here! Reholding the head!
I despise asking for aid, and yet I must. You have my thanks and my hammer.
Let's try this.
Taking unit.
punitive action.
Trigger finger's still tired.
I despise asking for it, and yet I must.
Judgment! Look at a few courts give the order, and I'll take care of them, Commander. Can't just shoot in the thin air.
Commander.
That's where we're going? Don't exactly look safe. Raft's raring to go. Help me.
Wait. This weapon is so strong.
You're about to enter territory controlled by Auntie's choice. Act accordingly, or you'll end up as close friends with the inside of a raptidon.
You there, you came from outside the camp, didn't you? Do you have a minute to take a job? For science, of course. Interested in work, or was the allure of helping to advance science and being paid for it too much to resist? I'll get right to it then. I need someone to bring me a Gorvid egg. Incredible! And to think I sent all those assistants to die for nothing. I should have just sent a heavily armed stranger first. Here's your reward. You've certainly earned it. Now, back to my lab. I'm going to get so many papers published. Every biological researcher will know my name. There's going to be statues of me.
Of unfamiliar visages this side of Praetor. Our surplus is available for purchase if you're in need of something. More than happy.
Huh? A pet. Wait, number of strand adaptation to not for the creators and you could generate enough energy to power a small light bulb. Oh, it's so cool. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Sketch, how do you eat purple berry crunch? Real warriors eat it right from the box.
Let's see the new pet. What?
What? Sorry. Caught me lost in my upper story. Agent, what do you need? May all up.
Where's the pet?
Anti-Fizzo's citrus-related beverage. Try to taste the lemon. Anti-Cleo's Pals Bubblegum Slims. Now with chewable filter tip. Anti-Cleo and Pals Candy Tobacco. Also available in 2 other flavors. Popcorn or sizzling cinnamon. Auntie's Choice Chop. Recommended by 10 out of 10 medical professionals. Anti-Fizzo's Spectrum Leavings. Your favorite non-alcoholic vodka condensate. Purple berry pop.
Rookie's reward. Where is it? Oh, what is this? Oh, this is the oh. Wait, what is this? Oh. Rookie's reward. Short rounds. Whoa. I should use it earlier. Oh, I should use it earlier. Oh my god.
Hunt